issue, but basically a Medicare supplement, there's parts A and B with Medicare. So the reason that I exist and the reason that we need Indian health insurance from private insurance companies at all is because Medicare only covers about 80%. 20%, especially now that everything's gone clinical, can be thousands and thousands of dollars, and it can really leave people vulnerable. The nice thing about a Medicare supplement is it basically comes into that, where Medicare's 80%, it comes in, locks in, and covers all that 20%, with the exception of the Part B deductible with a Plan G. If you're on a Plan F, it just covers everything. And it's a great way to insure. They're relatively inexpensive when you first start out, but the challenge with a Medicare supplement is that they can go up, they can increase. So remember, the Medicare supplement is original Medicare, covers really well. And again, it's just coming in where the Medicare's A and B does not cover, and it's just covering that thing. It has nothing to do with networks. It has nothing to do with, we think you need to have prior authorization to get this done. None of that. It just, as long as Medicare takes it, they come in pretty easy. And it's, think about it from the insurance company standpoint. It's actually pretty easy for them too, because they know exactly what they're up against, usually as far as insuring, and there's necessarily, I guess, limitless or what have you. But they're great. I would say that, from just a pure insurance standpoint, that a Medicare supplement wins every time. Quite frankly, it's great insurance. It covers really well. But with anything that's maybe sometimes superior in one sense, it's also quite a bit more expensive, especially over a lifetime. A swing of maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending, how your longevity and depending what plan you're on and how much it goes up, or if you ever shop it or not. Medicare Advantage has really come a long way. It's actually right now, I think nationwide, it's still about 50-50, but it will ultimately overtake Medicare Supplement as far as the most popular. Iowa is a very supplement heavy state, tend to have a little bit more, but Medicare Advantage is coming on strong in Iowa as well. So getting into Medicare Advantage, now you're not on original Medicare anymore. Remember I said original Medicare, that's really important. Because with original Medicare, 96%, 97% of doctors will take Medicare. So if they take original Medicare, if a Part B plan takes original Medicare, whereas Medicare Advantage, the way it works is now you're still going to keep your Parts A and B, right? Don't forget that. You're still going to pay a Part B premium. You're still going to have Parts A and B. But what's happening is the Medicare Advantage company, the insurance company, is coming in and it's managing your care. So it's basically coming in and doing all the managed care for your plan. And because of that, it does give the insurance company a little more power. You always got to remember, though, that a Medicare Advantage plan has to essentially cover the same things as Medicare, original Medicare. It's not like they can say, oh, we're going to deny care now because, man, we got you. We got you now. That's not the way it works. They are very regulated, but basically, the way it works, though, is that Medicare is paying the Medicare Advantage insurance company money to do that managed care. And it's a significant amount of money, by the way. And that's important. And the reason why that's important, you understand that, is because part of the misconception about Medicare Advantage is that there's this thought that, well, you know how they're making money, right? They're denying care. They're going to say no. They're going to put them through all kinds of prior authorization. That's just not the case. They will scrutinize care more than what a Medicare supplement would be. To put the best light on the insurance company, that's not necessarily because the insurance company is trying to be bad or mean or anything like that. They're being an insurance company. They're saying, hey, according to Medicare's rules, this is the first line of care. And Medicare supplement just isn't quite as good at managing that process, quite frankly. The advantages of Medicare Advantage are huge. Number one, you're typically going to have zero premium. Most of the plans I write are going to be zero premium for people. You're protected by a max out of pocket. So zero premium means that you are going to have copays, right? Medicare supplement, you pay a deductible. Then after that, you're done. With a Medicare Advantage, you are going to pay copays. The copays on most things, and I said most, because I'm going to give you an example of something that's pretty tough on most things, are really, really low and really reasonable. There's plans right now, the Central Iowa plans, a copay for a specialist is anywhere from $25 to, say, $50. The copay for an outpatient surgery we've in our family, we've had several outpatient surgeries now that I think about it. 30, 40, $50,000 outpatient surgeries. They're usually between 250 to probably 350 on a Medicare Advantage. I'm trying to give you round numbers here because I can't get into specific plans, but they're really good. Now, one thing, I said there are things that can be tough. Any kind of Part B medicine, those are medicines that are administered in the doctor's office. Chemotherapy would be an example of this, where they give you an infusion. Those are done at 20% typically on most plans. So there you can get to the max out of pocket. But again, you're protected by a max out of pocket. Average max out of pocket in central Iowa is going to be right at about $4,000. They include vision, hearing. My uncle, my mom, a lot of my clients have gotten hearing aids, and they're great, and they no dollar, no out of pocket. Eyeglasses, same thing. Typically, you can get most of your dental for the year taken care of. You start getting into implants and stuff like that. It's hard to insure against that. But a lot of times they'll give you like $1,000 or a couple $1,000s a year worth of dental, so they'll give you all your preventative. They are confined to networks. Networks in the Des Moines area are really strong. I think one of the plans now is limited by one hospital group. Everything's done at groups. Let's face it. Nowadays, there's one that's like not carrying one of the groups, but most of them you can go to all, like the Mercies, the Unity Points, the Iowa clinics. All of those are going to be in network for most of the plans. You always want to make sure you check for networks. Your agent, especially if it's me, you will get this done. We're going to check your doctors, make sure. Just it's a habit for me. I know what everyone to get out of the habit. Most of the time, I do it knowing that they're going to be in network, but I just do it. It's just something I never want to stop doing. It also includes a drug plan. Another thing you want to check when you're signing up for one. The one thing I would say that is the biggest problem with Medicare Advantage is definitely prior authorization. If there was one reason that would keep me or give me pause from signing up for a Medicare Advantage plan, it would definitely be prior authorization. But other than that, they're solid plans. They're good plans. Medicare Advantage, you're going to be zero premium, and you're getting a lot of care for that. Keep in mind, with a supplement, your premiums will go up as well. So as you age, the one thing that happens is your group will get sicker and sicker and older. And then the healthy people can shop for a new supplement, so they can leave. Well, if you have some issues that make it impossible for you to change Medicare supplements, there's underwriting with a Medicare supplement. Remember that. Then basically they get kind of ridiculous as time goes on if you're not able to switch and shop every once in a while. So here's the thing, and this is my biggest thing I want you to come away from this. There is nothing wrong with purchasing a Medicare supplement, and like I said, I think it's superior as insurance goes. Right? You can't beat it. My biggest reason, I think, for people is that I want to make sure that nobody's like saying, oh, you should never do an Advantage. Everybody can come to a time in their life. There's just different scenarios where an Advantage is going to make more sense. There are definitely times, if you come into Medicare and you have a lot of health conditions, there's definitely times where supplements can make more sense, for sure. But you just can't say, I can't categorically say one's better than the other. I wish I could. I wish life was that easy with a lot of things, but it certainly isn't with Medicare. And I like both of them. I think the one thing that I would encourage everybody, and I see more and more, I do see people who stay on their employer plans needlessly sometimes and actually pay more for care. I've had a couple clients tell me now, they're like, I wish I would have known it was this inexpensive. I would have switched a long time ago. And it's better insurance. It's better than most of them. You've got the big federal government behind you. In most cases, not every case, but in most cases, it's going to be better insurance than what you're going to get in the private sector. So as you can see, I'm pretty passionate about this subject. I love to talk to people about it. The thing I like about it is I feel really good about either way. No matter, it's really up to you. It's a very individual decision. There's really no right or wrong answer to it. And I'm just here to help. I do want to make sure, though, that people truly understand the bad things about, Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement. Hey, listen, this is John Kelderman again, with a contracted agent with American Republic. I'd love to help you learn about Medicare. And, if you need my help, I'm here for you. But I hope you'll find this helpful. I hope you find it useful, and have a great new year.